Hello, friends. What's up, everyone? Hope you're doing awesome. It is, I don't even know what edition this is of Zack Miller Live. Let's see, yesterday was 36, so that must mean today is 37. Is that right? I really don't know. But thanks for joining me today on an episode on something that's somewhat important, I think, and near and dear to myself. It's someone, it's actually kind of a comment that came up today from someone, a new friend of mine that I met. I believe her name is pronounced Karen. I gave a talk up on the eastern shore of Virginia. It was my first talk after I wrote Anomaly. And it's basically about being the anomaly. And so some of the pieces, I guess, are from it. So that was pretty cool. So whenever you're doing kind of a presentation for the first time or using a new deck for the first time, you learn a lot. And so I learned a lot today. I had a lot of good questions, took a lot of notes. Oh, I also recorded the whole thing. And you know what? I don't even know that I ever actually paused it. I should look into that. Did I pause the video? Let's see. Because I literally got done at like 1:30 and it's an hour and a half away and I just drove home. And this is the first thing I've done since. But one of the questions that I got there from this lady, Karen, I believe her name was Karen. I got her card. And just like my boy, my buddy Scott said a few days ago, Scott Janae, he doesn't even bring business cards. So I didn't bring business cards. I haven't got new business cards printed. I probably never will. Actually, I probably will, but let's see. I met a couple people afterwards. Yep, Karen Belknap. I just met her, and she got a pretty cool business. Looking forward to checking her out. 10goodsheep.com. Haven't looked at it yet. Oh, she's been doing this since 98. But my point is that she said, hey, I'm a solopreneur. I'm an entrepreneur that is myself. What do I do? Like, how do I get all this time? And by the way, if you don't have business cards and you want to get someone's information, just have a piece of paper ready. And I forgot a pen and piece of paper beforehand. So I just asked the coordinator, I said, hey, can I have a piece of paper and pen? And it worked. Beautiful. We overthink stuff, right? So one of the questions was, I'm a solopreneur. All these things that you're talking about, they super make sense. I think it could help me in my business, but I don't know where to find I don't know how to do them. I don't know where I'm going to find time to do them. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. Because you probably have, we probably have a lot more time in the day than we think. So what can we be doing to improve that? And so the first thing I always say, and I think everyone should do this, is we should look at our days and say, take an inventory of the next few days. Let's say it's 7 days. And in these 7 days, I believe that what you should do is take an inventory, kind of dissect what you do. And so generally, what you want to do is, let's say today's Tuesday, right? Tuesday. So don't start now, start tomorrow morning. But so start at 12 o'clock and take a calendar. So we're talking about how to take an inventory of kind of your next 7 days. So this question is based off of something that Karen said to me. She asked me this question. I'm going to go deeper right now. And so you, for the next 7 days, and you can do a little bit longer if you want. I don't think that you should do shorter, but I think that your 1 week is a good kind of snapshot of what you do every single week. So take this, make a spreadsheet, take a piece of paper, and basically say, okay, from 12 to 7, I slept. Okay, cool. Then from 7 to 8, I was getting ready for the day. From 8 to 9, I was driving. From 9 to 12, I did this. 12 to 2, I did this. 2 o'clock, I went for an hour lunch. I went to the gym, yada, 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 yada. And then where those things are kind of vague, kind of go into more details. So like I had this type of meeting. I did this type of work. I worked on responding to emails, et cetera, et cetera. I watched Netflix. I went to the gym. I don't go to the gym twice in a day. Come on, do I look like a super fit person? My point is this, is that oftentimes what we do is we think we're super busy, and we are, and I'm not claiming that we're not busy, but there are oftentimes pockets of time that we can do stuff with. For example, today on my car ride is an hour and a half up, then an hour and a half talk, hour and a half back. I was actually probably up there for 2 hours, right? So 2 hours of that content, 2 hours of that day is I cannot change basically, right? I know exactly what I want to say when I'm providing this content, when I'm giving this talk, but I cannot kind of manipulate that. But the hour up, an hour back, I was able to do a series of phone calls with people, some scheduled before, some were people that I just knew that I needed to call, and so I called. So not only did it make the hour and a half drive not so bad, but I also was able to talk with prospects, talk with clients, talk with people that I needed to, discuss with people on my team. So I talked to Dave for a little bit. All this stuff, it's like, okay, I could sit there and listen to Taylor Swift for the entire time, and that's totally fine. But if we're looking for more time in the day, when we dissect our inventory of what we've done the last week, we're able to recognize that maybe we have a lot more time than we think. And so I remember when Karen asked me this question, I could tell that she was like, I probably do have a little bit more time than I think. And sometimes it's using tools. So she mentioned a tool that I'm definitely going to check out. It was called Yesware. I've heard of it, but haven't done anything with it yet. That's a piece of paper. So I'll look at that, but I gave her a couple of tools and I talked to people. There's probably 40 people in the room. Maybe 30. I don't know. I'm not good at math. But anyway, the point is this. If you're looking for time in the day, what do you do when you don't have enough time? I don't even know how to spell today, apparently. What do you do when you don't have enough time in the day? I'm so good at spelling. Enough. Glad that fixed itself. But basically, it's the first. What's up, Steven? What's up, Dave? Karen? See you tomorrow, Steven. Bright and early. The point is this, is that oftentimes we have a lot more time in the day, or even if we don't have the time, it might be time for us to start thinking about hiring or outsourcing. And outsourcing is not a bad word in this case. I mean, like finding people to join our team to help do something. Or maybe there's tools that we can use that will make our lives easier. So I was talking about this tool, Meet Edgar, and I really like Meet Edgar. And so Meet Edgar allows me to basically I create content, and anything that's evergreen, I can then take that content and it goes out over and over and over again. So I don't have to basically tweet that every single time that I decide that I have a piece of content to send out, because it just gets redundant and it's like, come on, this is ridiculous. Like over and over and over again. If you guys haven't used this tool, I'm going to post it right here. There it is. I'll pin it too. It's a great tool, Meet Edgar. But basically it's a tool that allows you to plug and play your content, pick the schedule that you want it to go out, and then it goes out. One thing that did just change that does suck is that they've kind of changed their ways with Twitter, or Twitter just changed their ways. So it's not as super duper awesome with Twitter anymore. But LinkedIn, let's say you have a series of 100 posts that you want to go out over the next 300 days. You basically just set it and forget it, and it goes out. And then every cycle, it will basically recycle itself. And so when you're trying to find time in your day, a tool for $50 a month, like Meet Edgar, really, really, really can help you. So people were shocked that I said that every email that I got, I was going to reach out to that person. So I didn't get as many as I probably would have thought, but also I can probably still talk to the event coordinator and say, give me the list. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7 people to contact. I'm going to contact them today, probably a little bit later. And I'm just going to say, hello, it was great to meet you today. And I don't know why I keep doing that. Like, it's just kind of fun. It's like my fidget spinner. Let's see if they can all, like, go crazy. Like, woo! Nope, they all stay together. Anyway, I'll reach out to those individuals that I met today that gave me their business cards. And I will try to continue the relationship with them. And I think that's so important that when you can create a relationship with someone and actually have a friendship with them. And so I use that language now. You guys have heard me say that. I think that we should stop trying to create kind of prospects and target customers and stuff like that. And instead, try to create relationships. And ultimately, those relationships should become friendships, because who doesn't want more friends? And honestly, like, it's just, if you're genuinely trying to help someone, it just works out better. And what's crazy, it's not that I think people get like, well, that person's never going to buy from me and stuff like that. Like, I have plenty of friends and they definitely buy my products, my services, etc. Right? Like, you just have to think like, that's the type of relationship that I'm trying to create. A friendship that would be valuable to me. Right? And if all you're trying to do is, and I've been using the example, actually, I want to show you guys this. The example that I've been using is like the cable salesperson or the person that from your cable company that's calling you saying, oh, we're going to upgrade your internet and it's going to be blah, blah, blah. And it's so annoying. And you're just like, why? Like the feeling that you have with that person, you hate. And you're just like, what the heck? I don't want anything to do with you. And so as I was driving this morning, I talked to Dave. He's my creative director. He does all the pretty images. And so we were talking, and I was like, I know. So we did the slide deck for the first time. I didn't want to have a lot of words on it. It looks great. But I knew that there was something missing. And as I was driving, I was like, it needs pictures of this cable salesperson. Because I basically start the talk and I say, when you get a cold call from someone, how do you feel? And think about who the last cold call was from. It was probably from your cable person that's trying to sell you this or whatever. And people's emotions hate that. They're like, oh my God, I cannot stand dealing with that person. So I was like, oh, we need this, right? So basically it's the pushy salesperson, right? Could look like this guy. So we're going to start the slide deck with this now, basically, right? So it's going to be like this. Like, this guy is shady. You don't want anything to do with him. He is like, even if he's not shady, you probably feel that, right? That is not what you want. Or it's like this guy who's like talking like blah, 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 blah. Like, buy my thing. I can help you. I'm amazing. Like, you're not helping people. And that's what you ultimately want to be doing. And so like, I was like, oh, this is what's missing. Like, this part is missing in this talk where we can show like these ridiculously annoying people, because what we think when we see these people are not good things. They're really bad. Oh, this one's smaller, but we can blow it up. Like, do you want to do business with this guy? This guy looks like I don't even know who he is, but he looks like a criminal. Like, no one wants to do business with this guy. Oh my God, he looks great. He even got a little mullet. Oh my God, I love it. But think about it, right? When we do business with these people, we don't do business with these people because we don't like the experiences with them. So something that I talked about, and Karen says, ha, and Steven says, I do. Exactly. You know, Steven's my friend. He's also a customer. Like, it happens. But I genuinely want to help him too. But he understands that when I can provide him value, he does it. So, but think about the last time you did get that sales call from someone, right? What did you think, right? You probably weren't expecting it. You probably weren't happy about it, right? You probably left that pissed off, right? And so why would you want to continue to put people through that process? You don't. Lavinia, right? So I talked to her, and I help her with some stuff. Like, she's a friend. Like, help people out. And then when you provide to them, hey, buy my thing, you're more likely to get them to buy that thing. And so we talk about all that in Anomaly, obviously. Talk about that. Blah, 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 blah. I mean, this guy actually probably isn't that shady. This guy, I probably would buy from this guy. This guy, slick stash man, like, I don't know, what are we going to call him? Like, Montel? Who knows? He looks like, I don't even know what he looks like, but that was funny. I would definitely not buy a car from him. Sorry. Actually, I was talking to my buddy, Tim, and I didn't realize this about Tesla, but they don't have dealerships anymore. And so everything's done online for that exact reason. So you know exactly what you're getting out of it, right? And so people know that this is the real cost. Like, people understand that they have to spend money. They need something, right? But people would much rather help their friends or that people that they have a relationship with than someone that they don't. So create relationships with people, follow up with those people, and likely good things will happen. Right? I was talking to someone today also at the event afterwards. Her name was Denise Topping. She has a business called My Voice, My Choice LLC. And I can't remember the exact what her exact business is. It doesn't matter. What her business does matter. For the point of the story, it does not matter. She's like, what do you think about my business card? I'm like, well, it looks like someone that's like an adrenaline junkie or something like that, which has nothing to do with it. She's like, oh, so I need to get a new business card. So she was asking me like, hey, hey, this is our second or third round on business cards. Like, we need to improve this. And I actually just looked at her and I said, look, you don't. You've heard me go on this rant before. Like, business cards, like, it doesn't matter. What matters is creating that relationship, having that friendship, following up that person, helping that person, right? And so I told Denise and her partners that your business card really doesn't matter. What matters is the conversation that you have with someone. And if you have a really great conversation with that person, they're probably going to want to talk to you again. They're probably going to respond to your email when you follow up with them, right? They're probably going to buy from you if you find out that they're the right fit for what you sell, if you continue that relationship. So remember, instead of trying to be, I don't even know what to call this guy, but instead of trying to be this guy, right? I'm just going to keep him up there. Like, this is a newscast. Good evening, folks. It's Zack Miller here with the news of the day. Today, a car salesman did this. And tomorrow we will talk about something else. But actually it'll probably be the same thing because all newscasts are the same. Here's the weather, here's the traffic, here's the news of the day, which is the same every day. How'd I do on that? But my point is this, is that people buy from people that they trust. And so the way that you can build trust from someone is pretty simple. You build a relationship with someone, and hopefully good things happen, right? So I met someone at an event a few weeks ago. Reached out to her. I like that. So much stuff. Ooh. Meet Edgar. I just want to give away from them. I'm supposed to do this. They sent me some socks. I haven't worn them yet. They look comfy. I guess I could open them up. They also sent me a hat, which I don't have in here. Oh, yeah. These are going to be great. You know, there's like really popular YouTube channels that all they do is unbox things. It's amazing. But they're providing value to people. So, hey, Heather. Steven says, good advice. I spent a lot of time on stuff I didn't need to when I started my company, like fancy website, etc. That's funny. So people are like, oh, I need a website to succeed. I'm like, why do you think that? And so oftentimes people... Actually, on one of my calls today, I told someone that when I'm working with people, oftentimes they think their problem is one thing when it's actually something completely different. And so people are like, oh, my website's ugly. That's why I can't get business. I'm like, I bet that's actually not the reason why you're not making money. You just think it is. And then you go spend $5,000, $10,000 on a new website. And you're like, oh, my God, why am I having the same problem? Because you're not helping people. It's that simple. I literally am not even going to lie. Watching this, I feel like I'm on a newscast right now. Like some like B-player newscast, like, hello, everybody, this is Zack Miller. We are going to talk about the sales of this guy or this guy, and it is amazing. Ah! But I got these socks from Meet Edgar. I wonder how much these cost. They smell new, but they smell a little, I guess it's just that new smell. Actually, you know what they smell like? Probably the plastic. I don't know why I did that, like I'm actually unboxing this. But that's cool, right? So imagine they send these, people wear them, people talk about it. I send you the link about Meet Edgar. Provide value. Like, these actually cost money, but there's plenty of other things that you can do that don't cost money as well. But look at this guy, right? This guy right here, right? He's exactly, and I actually might actually buy from this guy. He doesn't seem like that crazy. But the problem is that so many people are wondering, like, why isn't business working? Why are things not going well? Well, what are you actually putting in to make it happen? And so what type of relationships are you having that can move forward? Are you willing, like, you control everything, right? And so people just are like, well, I can't do this, or this isn't working. Why? It's like in Turtles 1 when Leonardo's like, Splinter! Now I'm going to watch that tonight because that is the greatest thing. Only if it's on Netflix, though. Plug of the day, big brand plug, Netflix. Yes, Netflix, if you want to sponsor this show, you absolutely can. Here is what I would like. Not only would I like several $1,000s a month to do the show, but I would also like my $10 a month account for free. What do you think? I'll reach out to you. Speaking of Netflix, a few weeks ago, I said that I thought it was crazy that Netflix was going to be spending $7 billion on 700 new episodes of their own, or series, or piece of content. And then as I go through and watch some of the Netflix content, or see some of this new stuff come up, I realized that 700 might actually not be enough. And that's crazy. Happy to answer any questions that you guys have. Obviously, this is Zack Miller Live, the most creatively named show ever. It's just my name with the words live afterwards because we record this live, and that's amazing. Also, if you guys want to listen to just the audio version, you guys can go wherever you listen to your podcasts and type out the words Zack Miller. You see them, in the description where it says Zack Miller is live now. And just add the word says afterwards, SAYS, where that has 2 shows. This show, the recorded version on audio, and then number 2 is the 1004 show, which have the long form interviews of people that I try to deep dive on. And while it might be tagged under business, it's really more of a self-help show where we get to the bottom of what makes people tick. Bam! So, when you're wondering why you don't have a lot of time in your day, what are you doing with it? Right? What are you doing to build your clout, your authority, your status in the industry that you're in? I remember a few years ago, Steven, even maybe just a year ago, Steven was wondering that himself. And instead of being like this guy and complaining about it, Steven said, you know what? I have something that I can help people with. I'm going to create a Facebook group. That Facebook group now has several thousand people in it. Steven's been able to become an authority on that. By using that kind of platform, but then also at the same time was able to get in front of people who weren't necessarily his customer yet. So he created a friendship with them through a series of awesome lightning talks, which I call 50-10, which is a series of 50 10-minute calls over a short period of time to introduce yourself and help people who could be your customers by answering their questions or helping them with their pain points or problems. Appreciate you guys being here today. Would love to answer any questions that you guys have now or at a later time. Just feel free to ask them in the comments or hit me up at I should learn sign language, just do that. K at startwithhatch.com, not ZAC. I should learn how to do sign language. K at startwithhatch.com, but ZACK at startwithhatch.com. Appreciate you guys being here. Check out Meet Egger. They've got some pretty cool stuff there. It's super helpful. If you guys want to sign up for one of my 50-10 talks, hit me up on an email and we can have a conversation. Steven, I will see you bright and early tomorrow. I look forward to helping you out, and I love what Steven just read. I want to say this. I want to give him a shout again. So, and 2 short years later, has it even been 2 years? I think it's only been 1 year. I guess it has been 2 years. And 2 short years later, over 160 customers, and we'll do over $500,000 this year. That is amazing. And I think Zack knows what he's doing. Thank you, buddy. Love the praise. Exactly. That's something else that we talked about today. So, Stephen, love the praise. Thank you. Karen says, I need to nurture virtual friendships since my audience is so far away. Thank you, Zack. So when I was in TV news, that miserable place that I used to work, I wanted to be, I was actually passionate about the work that I was doing. I just hated being around the people that I was with, and I hated the environment because it was very negative. And I wanted to be better. And the people that I needed to put myself around weren't in my backyard. They didn't work at other TV stations. They didn't work at the TV station I did. So I had to find these people and basically pick up the phone, wherever my phone is. Here it is. We'll just do the socks. This is my phone. Ring, 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 ring. Phone is under the socks. Ring, 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 ring. But you sometimes have to find those people in other places. And so that was in 2007, 2008. So literally it was just phone calls. Now, obviously, with technology and internet, it's so much better. But those virtual relationships can be so powerful. And those people are going through what you're going through too. It's one of the reasons why I started Hatch. We have 1004 and obviously some of my other one-on-one kind of training or coaching or whatever, but it's about finding those people and connecting with them, and I think it's important. And at the end of the day, like this dude right here, like if this is all I'm saying, and you guys are like not hearing any of it, like what do you think's going to come out of it? Right? It's not good. Right? People keep tuning in because they like what I'm saying. I'm able to help them. I also then have multiple times, oftentimes, we'll go and have one-on-one conversations with these people. And it just happens. So, like, create relationships with people. The easiest way to do it is find a list of people that you think are going through similar things with you, or could be your friends, and reach out and say, hello. Yes, it's that simple. I promise you. That's it for today's edition of Zack Miller Live, episode 37. Tomorrow we'll be back, probably about the same time, 12:30, 2:30, whatever. Let me look. I'll let you know. Let me look at my calendar. Tomorrow. Ooh, yep, probably around 2:30. Then I have to drive another hour to do another talk out in Franklin. Super excited about that. And then doing a third anomaly talk on Thursday as well. So we'll be able to do all this around 2:30, Zack Miller Live, each and every day this week, I believe, which is awesome. So feel free to tune in. Make sure to subscribe wherever you are watching. And I truly, genuinely appreciate you guys following along, providing content, everything. It's awesome. And let's continue to be friends. Let me know what you guys are working on. If there's something you want me to talk about, let me know. I have a book full of ideas. Actually, today's idea was not one of them, so I'm going to add that just so I know. And that's it. Appreciate you guys doing this, being here, following along. Really, really, really appreciate it. And if you guys have any other questions, hit me up afterwards in the DMs, in the emails, zack@startwithhatch.com. That's it. Until next time, hope you guys have wonderful days. Take good use of your time. And if it's warm where you are, enjoy the sunny weather. Peace out, homies. And I will talk to you soon. Remember, create friendships with people and help them. Peace.